Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video. Here we are with Why is the West Questioning India's Achievements? Vantage with Palki Sharma. Love listening to her. I believe she's an incredible presenter. And she's very well spoken, makes things very easy to understand. And I don't what the West questioning India's achievements for. We about to find out. Why the West worried about India? Before we jump in, make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up. Let's do this. India on the moon? Why are they
Let's
bitter
start
about
our next
that?
story with a cartoon. It's from the New York Times. It shows two men sitting inside a room. It's called the Elite Space Club. One of them is reading a newspaper. The headline says, India's Mars mission. It is shown as a man with a cow. India is shown as a man with a cow knocking on the door. I'm sure you'll agree that this is racist and in very poor taste. I'm sure you've seen the cartoon before, including on this show. We've been asking for an updated version. Will the New York Times publish something that is more in tune with reality? We're not holding our breath for a response because the West is back to playing its old games, discrediting India's achievements and questioning India's motives. Let me lay out the facts first. Chandrayaan-3 is an Indian mission in space. It is the world's first to land on the moon's south pole. This is a fact. As we speak, the Pragyan rover is out exploring, looking for traces of water. This too is a fact. Also a matter of pride for India. A big achievement for science and a gift to the world.
That's incredible.
But how have they responded? With skepticism, condescension, and their trademark hypocrisy. Listen to this.
As they spend their money on space probes, as they spend their money on the military, they spend their money on nuclear weapons, still half of the country lives below the poverty line. But the biggest injustice of all...
What you worried for? What are you worried about them for? That's an incredible accomplishment, right? Landing on the moon, the space probes looking for water. I think that's an absolutely awesome accomplishment. And to discredit that or to question that is just weird. It's weird. Why? Keep it going. Keep talking to me, Palki.
Lives below the poverty line. But the biggest injustice of all...
That was Nigel Farage, the man who heralded Brexit, a politician known for his scandals and his hypocrisy. He says India is wasting money on space missions. Why? Because half of its population lives in poverty. The racism is shining through. Also the utter disconnect with reality. We are happy to share some facts with Mr. Farage.
Talk to me.
It may have slipped his notice that India is the world's 5th largest economy. It is in fact ahead of his country, the United Kingdom. But it seems he can't get rid of his colonial mindset. I mean, how can poor India have aspirations?
That's why he doing it. He a hater. He jealous. He envious. He see India on the rise. He see the success. He see the development. And he's hating. That's what it is.
How can a former colony reach the moon before the so-called Great Britain? And since he's so keen on discussing priorities, we have a question for him. Why does Britain keep paying for the royal family? Their citizens cannot afford their electricity bills. Maybe help them instead of paying for the king and his retinue. Let me show you another.
I have seen a lot of videos where a lot of people in the UK upset about Brexit. They feel like promises were made and promises were told and things were told to them. And now that Brexit, years after, things ain't going like they was told they was going to go. Promises that were made were broken. You feel me? And a lot of people, I'm not saying all the people in the UK, but a lot of people in the UK are regretting their decision to leave because they felt like they were misled and lied to.
Instead of paying for the king and his retinue. Let me show you another bizarre comment. This is from a man called Patrick Christie's. He calls himself a journalist, and this is what he said.
Congratulate India on landing on the dark side of the moon. I would also like to now invite India to return the £2.3 billion foreign aid money that we sent them between 2016 and 2021. We're also set to give them £57 million next year. But I think the British taxpayer should keep hold of that, don't you? We should not be giving money to countries with a space programme. As a rule, If you can afford to fire a rocket at the dark side of the moon, you shouldn't be coming to us with your hand out.
You heard him.
Ain't they giving back money that they stole from them in the first place? I mean, from what I've seen in video, didn't y'all steal all that money from India in the first place? So what do you mean? All right. I'm going to let her talk. My bad.
If you can afford to fire a rocket, you shouldn't be coming to us with your hand out for foreign aid. Those were his words. But is India going to the UK for foreign aid? Let's have the answer from their own Foreign Office. This is what they said, and I'm quoting.
Oh. So he lying. No financial aid. I'm telling you, in the West, they just be out here lying on the news. They just be out here lying.
2015, the UK has given no financial aid to the government of India. Most of our funding now is focused on business investments, which help create new markets and jobs for the UK as well as India. This is what their Foreign Office has said. Christie's also mentioned a figure, £2.3 billion. What about that? It's from a report by the UK aid spending watchdog ICAI, and Patrick Christie's clearly did not read the whole report, but we did it for him. The figure is not foreign aid, it includes investments and revenue through multilateral channels. The same report notes that this aid is a tool of UK foreign policy, basically a way to stay in New Delhi's good books. Also, no one is begging for it. But who will explain that to the West? In their mind, this is still the Raj. And these are comments that would have made Churchill happy. But we are happy to burst their bubble. This is the 21st century. India is a global power, not a former impoverished colony. In 2011, then Finance Minister of India, Pranab Mukherjee, told the UK that India does not need its aid. And London admitted that the aid had no impact on India's development. Now, India has landed on the moon, and British influencers say, return our aid money. If you're going down that road, let's start with reparations. Let's start with the colonial loot. Return that money first. And we have the bill. Some $45 trillion.
Come on now. I told you I like watching her, bro. She really be letting them have it, dog. I need more videos on her, bro, because she really be giving the West a piece of her mind. She really be letting the West have it. Stop hating on India. And what, return our money? That's the path we really want to go down. All the money that you stole and looted, and this the path that you... Okay.
Colonial loot. Return that money first. And we have the bill. Some $45 trillion. That's what Britain looted from India between 1765 and 1938. And this is just an estimate. The actual figure could be much higher. But even this 45 trillion is about 15 times Britain's GDP. How about London returns this money first? Instead of discrediting India's achievement with juvenile conspiracy theories, look at this one now. It says, India faked the moon landing. What do you even say to this? I don't have a rebuttal, just this video. It shows the Pragyan rover rolling out of the lander, moving on the surface of the moon, leaving India's mark literally and creating history. We know all of this. We don't need validation from the West or cartoons from their press. But we must set the record straight. We need to take control of our stories, we say, else we'll be held hostage to narratives created by others. We'll be trapped in their version of our truth.
I love watching her, bro. Like I said, very well spoken, very easy to understand, and she really be letting them have it. She really be getting a piece of the mind, because what they preaching is not facts. And when I say they, I mean the West. What they preaching is not facts. They're not true statistics. You're lying. And the West is great at lying to its people, making them believe one thing, but they be lying. And she like, I got the facts. I got the receipts. I got the reports. You're lying. That's all we got, though. She's awesome. Make sure y'all subscribe. Ring notification bell. Get the video a thumbs up. It's your boy D Neal. Out.